Hi everyone, it's Linda. Welcome back to my channel. I wanted to share with you my most recent Elfbeads purchases. They have been releasing some beautiful things, and with their most recent release, which is from the Elfbeads Secret Garden, I believe that's what it is called, I could not resist pulling the trigger and getting some beautiful new additions to my collection. As you can see, I have not but one, but two boxes here. So I did kind of go a little hog wild with everything. And let me just get right into it. Beautifully packaged as always, and I just love all my butterflies this time around. I've got orange and like a pinkish red, and then this orange butterfly right here, and then a beautiful handwritten note from Mila, and then one of their little nail files. So I'm gonna set these things aside, and let me open this box first. I just love this new packaging. I'm just gonna kind of set that aside here. So let me get everything out of the baggies here. Yeah, that's everything in that pouch. Oh, and I guess this is all from my order as well. So let me organize everything in here. I did get some other things from past collections, that I've been wanting. So, but let me kind of organize and start showing you everything. All right, so with the newest collection that dropped, the number one thing that was on my list was the Fern Snail Guardian. And oh my gosh, this bead is just amazing. I believe this is part of the Masterpiece collection, and wow, that's just really all I can say. The snail shell consists of like a firm frond that is just starting to unfurl and unwind, and you can see the details of the little snail face here with its eyes and its little antenna. And then you've got the little soft underbody that's kind of waved a little bit, almost as in movement. And it is just so gorgeous. Like the underside is just kind of high polished and wavy there, as you can see. This obviously is the front of the bead, but then the back is just also very beautiful with just a glimpse of those fern fronds in the snail. And so gorgeous, and such a statement piece. This particular bead is quite large, like as you can see, kind of compared to the tip of my pinky finger there. It is definitely a substantial, gorgeous bead. So into my cart it went. I was so attracted to the bracelet design that Elfbeads put together, kind of featuring the Fern snail bead, that I just had to get like the components for that particular bracelet. And this one is the Snail Meadow Delight glass bead, and I just love this. Like you can see, it's got like this white base, almost like this milky white base with green on it. And to me, green blades of grass, or maybe that fern that's unfurling. And then you have this little white snail with this orange shell just kind of traveling up the bead. And this one has just this beautiful 5-petaled orange flower that kind of matches the color of the snail shell. And I just kind of, I don't know, I just think of the little trails that the snails leave, and that's kind of what the white reminds me of. And you can see all of that white is happening at the core. Like when you look at it from the side, you can see the glass is perfectly clear. Of course, there is the Elfbeads logo on one side there. But I just thought this was so magical. So I had to get the components for that particular bracelet. So the next glass bead that I'm going to show you shouldn't be much of a surprise because you've probably been admiring it on the Elfbeads website too. So let me get that on my rod here. So this is the Mushroom Oasis Orange, and there were numerous snail glass beads and numerous mushroom beads released, and I just thought that this one, it just jumped out at me with the green and those orange mushrooms. The red mushrooms are definitely on my list, but I just thought this base on this particular bead is just absolutely magical. It just almost looks like a green pond with like all of these lily pads just kind of floating is what it reminds me of. And then you have these clusters of orange mushrooms with little polka dots on them. And this one is quite a bumpy bead. Like it even has like these little beaded details here. The base has different shades of green. It almost has like a chartreuse green, and then just a brighter green, just kind of floating like those little lily pads. And then the base itself even seems to be like a darker green. So just very dimensional, very pretty. And these little dots here, those appear to have an oil finish to them. So that is the Mushroom Oasis Orange. And here it is on the side profile, showing you all that magic is happening there at the core. Let me get this whole composition together, because again, this was the bracelet design that just really spoke to me. So here you have everything together for that particular design, and I just think it is so beautiful. Another new design from that collection are these Labyrinth Spacer beads. And these are not stoppers, as you can see. They are very loose, so these are intended to be spacers. And I just thought, you know, I always love spacer beads for one, but these just make me think of, you know, growing up in Germany, in Kelheim, where my grandmother lived. Like that was a city that was built, you know, and still has to this day cobblestone streets. So that's kind of what this reminds me of. But of course, with it being called a labyrinth spacer, you know, here you have this design that features kind of a maze of sorts for you to travel and kind of get lost in and find your way out. And that imagery just kind of speaks to me. And so I thought this would be a really nice bead to add to my collection. And with it being a spacer, I did need to get this one in pairs. So that is the Labyrinth Spacer. The other silver that I absolutely fell in love with from the new collection is this one here called Point of View. And this reminds me, like right down the street from my grandmother's house in Kelheim, there was a little building shaped just like this. And as you went into it, on the inside, it just had all of these names of these German soldiers that fought and died, I guess, in a war, you know, way back when, in like the times of, I believe it was King Louis the something. And this, you know, the shape of this little house reminded me of that. And that's one reason why I gravitated towards it. This is just so beautifully designed. And of course, you know, the Elfbeads website, when you read the meanings of the beads, they are just so whimsical. But I just thought this was so enchanting. You've got this little door, and even the details on the door, you can see like the hinges there, you know, that where the door swings open. And then you have these little openings up here for the windows. You have this trailing vine just kind of going up the side of this little round house and onto the roof. And you can even see like the brickwork on the bead itself. The roof almost looks like it has a thatch design to it. And then you have like the little chimney on the back. And of course, I'm always a fan of little house beads. And so I just thought this was darling. On the back, you just see all that brick detail. You have more of the window line going across the top. And then you just have this one sole window on the back side. And I just thought this was darling. So absolutely needed it for my collection. And the last pair of glass beads that I ordered from that collection should be of no surprise to anybody that knows me. I love green and purple together. And I just thought this particular bead here is just magical. It has a green base, and then it has these, in my mind, they're lily pond, you know, flowers. They're lilies with these purple kind of outlined in a chartreuse green, just kind of floating over that magical green surface. And the green itself is just a beautiful color. There's just a little bit of sparkle magic happening there at the base. And then like the purple appears to be pearlescent. I just thought these were so pretty. And here we have it from the side. You can see all the magic is at the core, and a little bit of how dimensional those little, I'm calling them lilies, are. But I just thought this was so, so pretty. So that is the Secret Garden Fairy Pond. In between the spring collection and this Enchanted Garden collection, Elfbeads released their Earth Day collection. It was a smaller collection, and it consisted of some glass beads that featured the big cats. And I just love tigers, so I could not resist getting 2 of the different tiger beads. You're looking at the golden white tiger right here, and then the Bengal tiger right here. And I thought these 2 together, even though they're different glass beads, they still are a nice complement, because you see the white and the orange in both. The Bengal tiger, of course, has a little more black to it, but I just thought this was such a nice pair to kind of style with for maybe when I'm feeling a little wild and adventurous. Here is the Bengal tiger from the side, and you can see all that stripe detail is happening there at the core. And here is the golden white tiger, kind of the same thing. All that magic's happening at the core. Now, I couldn't resist getting something. This was from this year's Valentine's release, and I received the pink bead that was styled similarly to this as a gift, and I really wanted to get the green counterpart, and this is the Intriguing Hearts yellow green, and it to me is like a little caterpillar bead with this little bump detail on the side. And of course, you know, we're getting into spring and summer, so it is perfect time to have caterpillars in your garden. So I could not resist this, and I just love this yellow-green coloration from Elfbeads. And with the addition of those red hearts, I just think this will be a perfect addition to my collection. I recently published on my Instagram a design that kind of went with kind of like this apple green or, you know, spring green with hints of red. I'll insert the bracelet. Actually, I'll insert it up here somewhere so you can see it, because I think this would have been like the perfect addition to that design. So this is the Intriguing Hearts yellow green, and then this is a bead that released with the autumn collection in 2023. And I, again, think this particular bead, even though it was released in the autumn, is just going to be perfect in the spring and summer. This is the Heaven Bird Feather Sprout, and it has kind of like that yellow-green base, and then you've got these darker golden yellow feathers kind of going throughout the bead there. And I just think this is going to be a very fun bead to play with. In fact, I don't think it's a perfect match, but it does look very nice paired together here. So that is the Heaven Bird Feather Sprout. Now, I don't even know what collection this released from, but I'm always a fan of the bumpy beads from Elfbeads, and this is just the summertime dewdrops. So I imagine this was a summertime release. I have quite a few of the different dewdrop beads, and this sunny yellow color just kind of spoke to me, and I decided to get just a single one of these, although I always regret when I just get one, but you know, that'll have to be another order, another day. But look how pretty that is. And this is obviously one of the older beads, because the core is much different now. But you can see all the magic as far as the color is happening at the base. It's got the clear glass and then all that wonderful texture going across the surface there. So that is the Summertime Dewdrops. All right, now to bust into this box here. So let me get everything out. I received 2 little baggies with gifts, and let me get everything out of the baggies and organized so I can show you what Elfbeads sent to me as a gift. Oh my gosh, guys, I was not expecting this at all, but oh, look at how beautiful this is. I was so torn between this particular bead and the this little house here from the newest collection, and this one is Hidden Door. Oh, and it is just amazing. Look at it. You have the door hinges, and you can see there is even a little like a door knocker there. And then we have this little flower detail. And then of course all the brick detail going up and down the sides, along with the window. Sorry for the little pause there. The new house that I moved into, it is very near an airport. And my son today left the front door, or not the front door, the front window open. And I recently had foot surgery, and where the window is, it's hard for me to kind of reach and kind of shut it. So that window is open, so I can't really control the noise from the outside as well as I would like. But I've got this Hidden Door bead here, and look at all that beautiful flower and vine detail on the top of this particular bead. It is just so gorgeous. And here we have the sides, we have that brick detail, a little more flower detail there, all the flower detail. Like, this just looks like a magical door, you know, paired with those labyrinth maze beads. I mean, can you just imagine being a little girl finding this door in a hidden garden and just opening up the door and just the adventures that would await. Here is the back side, just equally as beautiful. And then again, the side. So, so gorgeous. I believe this is all by a designer, like the same designer, and I'll have to open up the Elfbeads website when I'm editing and put the name of the designer down here along with the bead name, because she really has designed a beautiful collection. So that is Hidden Door. And the other silver bead that released from that collection is this one here called Quiet Waters. And this one just has like this little fountain here, along with a little topiary plant right next to it. And it's kind of like in a little arched area, or arched, like I picture this inside a building, and this being in an archway that you would walk by, kind of an elaborate little archway there that they built into a wall. And you have this detail here, like we have a little flower, and these to me even look like little closed flowers on either side. And you can see in the archway they have kind of like a little brick detail there, or maybe more of a mosaic. And I actually think a mosaic, like a mosaic tile, would be more appropriate. Here we have the top of it with all that beautiful flower detail. And this one almost looks, maybe it's like a wood detail there on the side. You can see some more flower vines right here. And then here's the opposite side where you have the flower vines here. And then the back has more of that sculptural detail with like those little flowers inside each little archway there. And then the beautiful backside with the flower vine kind of going up to the side. So, so pretty. This one is Quiet Waters. Now, when the spring collection initially dropped, it consisted of nothing but glass beads, and I spent a ton with that collection. And then like a week or two later, the silver beads dropped, and I just wasn't able to get them at that time, just with other expenses going on in my life, which included preparing for my foot surgery that I had just the other day. And this bead, oh my gosh, how I just regretted not being able to get this particular bead in time for Easter, but I'm gonna have him now for next Easter, and he is just darling. This is Bunny's Treasure, and you've got this Easter bunny. He's holding a basket, and inside the basket you can see there is like this, to me it almost looks like a ribbon detail. I could be wrong. I wonder if that's actual little bunny ears too. I think it actually is a little bunny. So adorable. And then of course we've got eggs. The eggs definitely you see, but you've got this bunny. He is holding this large basket. Just the most beautiful face, the little nose and mouth and eyes, and the ears are folded down. Oh, and goodness, the back side has this ginormous bow, and then you have the little bunny butt, and then the bunny feet there. This is just such a darling bead and just perfect for Easter. And I was so sad that I couldn't have them for this Easter, but oh my gosh, when I saw this just now, I squealed just a little, because this is one that was absolutely on my wish list. And then there were 3 different Easter eggs. I believe there was 3. And I don't know how Mila knows these things, but this was my absolute favorite one out of them all. And oh my gosh, how gorgeous is this? Like, we have this large daisy on both the top and the bottom. And then you have these CZ stones. You have a pastel pink, a pastel blue, and a pastel purple on one side. And then you have more vibrant yellow, blue, and purple on the other side. And then of course you have these little petal details above and below. It is just so beautiful. Such a beautiful egg. Like, I've always loved seeing those sugar eggs. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but people will use sugar and somehow, get it in a mold and make these beautiful hollowed out Easter eggs completely out of sugar. And then they'll use icing to add like colored details, and they're just so pretty. And this is what all of these different eggs from this collection that Mila released in Elfbeads, that's what they remind me of. And this was my most favorite of the bunch. So that is Excellent Sparkle. Now this does not have a name on the package, so I suspect that this is an Elfbeads unique, or maybe it's a prototype for something we're gonna see dropped later. That I don't know, but it was in my package and I'm sharing it with you because it is beautiful. Just look at that. I kind of hope this one does drop, because just look at that gorgeous base. This one has just this beautiful sparkly blue base, And then you have these dimensional light blue, yellow, and orange daisy flowers here. And then of course you have this dotted detail on the side. So pretty, so appropriate for spring and summer. And here is this beauty from the side. So again, this one doesn't have a name, so I'm just going to call it an Elfbeads Unique. And then these I'm showing all together because, again, these do not have a name. So I don't know if this is a prototype for maybe a deal set that Elfbeads is coming up with, or you know, if it's just, again, some Elfbeads Uniques that are just, you know, very similar to one another, except for the fact that, you know, different colored. But, you know, these are obviously Monroe's because they do have the addition of the cubic zirconia on the inside. And we've got blue, green, purple, like a deeper blue, and then kind of like a pinkish red. And in fact, that one blue, let me just take it off here. Look how beautiful these two look together. Or even with the yellow in the flower, how it kind of draws that out there. But again, I'm just calling these uniques because to my knowledge, there is not a deal set out there like that. So that, everyone, is my Elfbeads order. Let me know what your favorite is. Oh my gosh, this was, again, just so hard kind of putting together an order and picking and choosing. But my number one was this gorgeous silver here. That was my number one anyway. So let me know, guys, what is your favorite, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care. Bye.